What's up guys, JBH here and welcome back to the 2017 NASCAR iRacing series, where this week we went to Texas Motor Speedway for the second race of the season here and the second race of the final round of the playoffs. Probably wondering why it's a bit of a different look right now. I've actually completed this, well, not completed, I've wrecked out of this race, I should say. But I just wanted to give a quick recap, as this is the only race I could do this week due to the fact that I'm going away this weekend. So yeah, I was just going to go through the sort of low lights, I guess you could say, because not very many highlights, and I must say I'm pretty disappointed with the competitors and some of the comments that were made. I was actually well, I didn't hear anything because I don't have the radio chatter on, so I don't listen to anything people say, because it just, some people can get in your head and say things that probably, well, let's just put it, some people can have some tantrums and get angry and say things they don't mean, etc, etc. So but yeah, so my teammates and my spotter were saying, so I was actually abused quite a bit towards the end, and I find that a bit disappointing, considering I mean, this is a simulator, you know, it's not live. I mean, we ain't paying for the damage that's caused on here, so there's really, I mean, no reason to get abusive and bully people over a simulator race. So yeah, it's just really disappointing. But I'll go through some of the incidents, because I genuinely am I was blamed for basically everything in the incident that I was caught up in, and I was blamed for other things throughout the race, but I don't know what I have done wrong. I mean, I don't know what I could have done any differently. So first of all, let's just sort of go through a quick recap and find some of these incidents. So we didn't set a qualifying time. We started off the back because I just wanted to stay out of the first couple of wrecks, which we did. We avoided the first couple, and I thought, okay, midway through the race, I'm going to start to move my way up, purely because I did the open race, the fixed race this morning, and decided to, you know, sit back, conserve my tires, and just sort of eventually come back towards the end of the race. But I sat too far back and ended up almost getting lapped. So I thought, okay, mid-race, I'm going to make it a little bit of a different call, and try and get through the field towards the middle, so I don't drop too far back if we get a green flag run. Alright, so this is the first incident that I was apparently blamed for. Just go through it here. So I got blamed. I got quite a bit of hate for going 3 wide on this maneuver here. As you can see, I'm on the inside line. You watch the 8 car, so the car sort of right there will get loose and then force me to check up. And they're blaming me for going 3 wide there, saying it was a stupid move. Well, intending to say that it was a stupid move, I think is a better way of using it. I mean, I don't know any of this for sure. I was just told that this is people having a hissy fit at me over the radio, and this is sort of some of the things that they were saying. But yeah, so I was blamed for that. I mean, as you can see here, 8 gets loose, checks up. I'm on the inside already. You know, you can see me check up already because I got off the throttle as everyone else is pulling away. But so I've checked up enough, and I'm still alongside them. I mean, you can see the blue flame as well, so that means I'm off the throttle. So yeah, I really don't know what I could do much differently in that scenario. I mean, I didn't touch anyone, I didn't hit anyone, I didn't hinder anyone's race, but I still get blamed. So again, so that was it. Following that incident, I made up some more ground. It's probably a bad view. Yeah. So yeah, we're still just running. I'm just sort of running here. I didn't want to get too close to the pack in front because I didn't want to get involved in any sort of skirmishes this early on. So you can see here, 6 car. I'm going to try not to say any names throughout this because I'm not one to snitch on people, but I'm just going to, anyway, I'm showing the incident, so I can't really hide the car. But 6 car here, cleaning down the inside, held my line, you know, cleared him, and and then in the next corner he proceeds to intentionally run into the back of me multiple times. You can see there's once, and twice, and then the third time. Oh, that was a bit of a netcode third time there, but somehow I kept it at the fence. I mean, I must admit, even though it was I mean, I wasn't too bummed out about it because the save that I made was proved for a great replay. I mean, you can see here, after that third hit, I was just on the edge and somehow managed to keep it off the fence right there. So that was a pretty cool moment from the race. It's probably a highlight, even though it started from a low light. But yeah, so we got in intention. Well, I wasn't sure if it was intentional at first. I thought I may have checked up a little bit too much, but I got told that I was intentionally wrecked because that driver and another driver, or another driver was commenting, saying thank you, good job for putting the 10 out there. So we fell a little bit back because I overheated my rears a bit, so we fell a little bit, well, because I got turned sideways and overheated the rears and had to come back through. So you can see here, just coming through, starting to, once I got the tire temps in the rears back down, managed to get back on pace, slowly work my way through the field on the long run. I mean, I didn't really get a decent chance to see what the car was actually like on the long run, because in the first sort of decent green flag stint, I got forced to the outside from the restart and couldn't get back through. See another caution here. Unfortunately, that was my teammate Justin, so it was just really unfortunate there. Just slightly grabbed the wall and spun him out. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, it's just so annoying, to be honest. But yeah, I never really got to see what the car was like on the long run, because the first run I actually got forced to the outside for a while and couldn't get back to the inside, so I actually overheated my right front, and then in that run I got hit from behind and overheated the right rear, which just 1% here, 1% there sort of really can sort of change the way the car handles over the long run if you use that one tire or overheat one tire too much at a certain point. So yeah, I think this is the third caution now. As you can see, I'm still pretty far back. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit here. So there was another caution where everyone sort of stayed out, and this is coming towards the end of my sort of short race. So you can see here I'm actually running in 6th, and I'm just trying to hold my position, I'm not trying to make any gains, just trying to save the tires, not trying to make any stupid moves. At this point, I felt like I had a really quick car because I'm literally coming off the throttle on the exit of these corners, just trying not to run up the back of these guys. And so this is where it all starts. You can see this car here. I might just do this. Oh no, I can't see. This car here is supposedly ran out of fuel. He forgot to refuel on the previous stop, and hence you can see he moves to the inside here. Now, because I don't have my radio chat on, as you can see here, I can't hear it when someone puts it on the radio saying they're coming to the pit lane. I mean, the same way in real life you wouldn't know if someone's coming to the pit lane. And as I said before, I don't like to have the radio chat on because I don't like to listen to everyone's BS. So yeah, he's apparently said he's coming to the pit lane, so it's my fault I haven't heard him. I understand that. So at this point, I thought he was just blocking. So I've moved to the inside here to try and, make the move. And the guy in front of me is pitting, and at this point I still don't know. So at this point here, about halfway through, well, a little bit earlier than that. So here, I lie. At this point here, my spotter actually said, the guy in front's pitting, the guy in front's pitting. And I don't know if it was due to like the delay that you have when you're spotting, or when I'm not sure, but anyway, he called it out. So David Vieira, my spotter, is awesome spotter, awesome setup man, super speedway specialist, really good guy. He ended up getting, letting me know. So I was, at this point in time, I sort of know. However, at this point in time, I've committed to the inside line. So I'm like, oh, and I'm concentrating on the guy in front of me. So if I check up now, there's a bunch of cars behind me that are going to go up my ass, in my opinion. And as you can see, he's slowed up. I've just missed him. And then the 3 car hasn't been able to check up in time and has, you know, got in the back of me, and I've proceeded to wipe everyone out behind me, as you can see here. So extremely disappointing. Again, I didn't know the guy was pitting until the last moment. I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't get enough of a warning. I just didn't get it. You know, couldn't get out the way in time because I mean, look, there's freaking cars all the way here. If I check up, they're gonna go up my ass. I mean, there's nothing really I can change. I can't change my line mid corner, and I couldn't move up high because these 2 guys are here. But yet fundamentally, everyone was blaming me for this wreck, and I got quite a bit of abuse apparently for it, which is again really disappointing. I don't know why people have to bully people on another over a simulator race, but it was the way it was. But my questioning here is, you know, the guy that was pitting here that didn't take fuel, why he's in 3rd position right now. He's got a pack of 30 cars behind him. Why are you slowing down in the middle of the corner? Why can't if he knew? I mean, it was clearly he was coming to the pits on the back straight. You know, why are you not moving off to the inside and slowing down before the corner? I mean, I just don't get it. And then, of course, I have to check up, which I did, and I actually didn't hit him. I missed him. You know, he didn't get involved at all, but the 3 behind me didn't have enough time to check up. And yeah, that was the end of that. I mean, I just don't understand why you'd pit in the middle of the corner when you're in a pack. It just sucks. And unfortunately, that took out a lot of good race cars. And I must admit, I am sorry for everyone that got caught up in that mess. I wish I could go back and react sooner to the call that he was pitting, but it's just nothing I can do about it right now. The only thing I'm disappointed about is the amount of abuse I got afterwards. I don't feel like it was necessary. You know, I have people saying like stuff like this. I tend to suck. I mean, his connection sucks. I mean, I can't change that. I'm an Australian. I have every right to race that everyone else does. You know, my quality is 100. My ping's 290, 291, so that means there will be a bit of netcode, which is why I try and stay as far away people as possible when I pass them. You know, if someone goes down the inside of me, I'll give them way more room than they probably need to. But yeah, it just sucks, man. You know, I'm moving to England next year, so my connection will be better for anyone that's having a hissy fit about my connection. But I just don't feel like stuff like this or stuff like, you know, some of the things people said over the radio were really necessary. I mean, I genuinely don't know. I mean, I made a couple of mistakes, but it wasn't like I intentionally wrecked anyone out. I mean, just don't get it. Honestly, don't get it. But especially considering I was intentionally almost spun out 3 times in one corner. So anyway, so that's the recap. It's basically all there was to it right there in that photo. Guy pitting on the green with a pack behind him, nowhere to go, got tagged from behind, and that was all she wrote. So that's a disappointing DNF to Texas, and that's about all I have to say about this race, really. We're going to Phoenix next week. Not too good at Phoenix, I must admit. I struggle there, but we'll do our best, try and get a decent result, and then on to Homestead for the final. So yeah, it's been an interesting first year in the NASCAR iRacing series. Just so disappointed that the immaturity of some people didn't feel the need to abuse someone over a simulator race. But I'm gonna finish my sook there, and that's about it for today. But we'll see you guys next week. If you tuned in, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you guys later.